Now, a certain Pokemon just received a Alolan form. Am I happy about it? We'll find out later. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Sparky CJ back again with some more Pokemon Sun and Moon news. I think it was like 2 days ago, a lot of information got leaked, even more beyond, what it was like. Well, actually, it was the few Pokemon that were actually leaked from the Coral Scan, and then the trailer was leaked from different like screenshots, and then the Pokemon website, or the Pokemon company was like, you know what, we're going to go ahead and release the trailer right now. You know what I'm saying? So we have, I believe, 3 new Pokemons, plus the 3 Alolan forms, description on them and all that good stuff. So first up, we have Morlu, the Illuminating Pokemon Grass Fairy with the ability Illuminate and Effect Spore. Morlu are nocturnal Pokemon that walk around at night on their leg-like roots. They move because staying in one spot and sucking all the nutrients from the soil will cause surrounding plants to wither. Morlu uses leg-like roots to make contact with its fellows and communicate with them. Morlu broadcasts spores that glow brightly when they burst open. Looking at their pulsating light has a sporadic effect. It seems that in times of danger, Morlu broadcasts these spores. Now, you look at this Pokemon, and it's just as small as Flabebe. Yeah, Flabebe, I believe so. Was it? Okay, Florges, Flabebe, and it is Flabebe. Yeah, the very, very small Pokemon that holds onto the flower. And this Pokemon, freaking 0.08 inches, weight 3.3, and it has to evolve. It has to, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just look at it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you want to go into the realm of stats, this thing is going to be very, LC obviously, very, very low stats, but evolving wise, I mean, it could, be like the Among Us treatment where it would just get one evolution of being something small and then become something way bigger. Other than that, it's really not much you can say if you look at the design. It does not have a mouth, 2 little black eyes, 3 little legs, and got 3 freaking mushrooms on top of its head. So, Morlu, welcome to the Pokemon Sun and Moon family. Okay. Next up is Pyukumuku, the sea cucumber Pokemon, the water type, and ability enters out. Due to their appearance and their lifestyle, Pyukumuku are considered unappealing to tourists. Part-time workers, I say workers, I don't know if this is part-time work, chucking Pyukumuku back into the sea is available to tourist beaches. But no matter how far they throw them, Pyukumuku will always return to the same spot. Once a Pyukumuku finds a place it likes, it won't budge from it. If someone moves it back, it comes to the same spot. If it runs out of food to eat in that spot, it'll stay there and starve. The people of Alola found this so pitiful that they developed a tradition of chucking Pyukumuku back into food-rich sea whenever they come across any thin-bellied Pyukumuku. Pyukumuku are covered with a slippery, viscous fluid that has a moisturizing effect. Pyukumuku can stay on land for a week without drying out. The people of Alola use this fluid for skin care products. Interesting. I don't know how you just, when you think about it, you just get a bunch of them and just kind of scrape off the freaking, the sequins. What was the word for it? Basically, like scrape off all the little oils from it. It's kind of interesting. Pyukumuku hates to have their spikes and mouths touch, and if you step on one, it will hurl out its fist-like inner organs to strike at you. Pyukumuku has the new ability Inner Out. With the Inner Out ability, when its Pokemon faint, it will be able to deal one last bit of damage to its opponent equal to the amount of HP it had left before it received the final blow. Now, part of me wanted to make a video on it when this information, when these Pokemon were leaked, And before we have a description of what the ability did, because I was gonna say is what I thought Inner Out did. Enters out did was if you touch me, you automatically get poisoned. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what sea cucumbers does. Is that they spit out their innards and the fish eat it and die slowly. So yeah. If this thing, get 2-stage evolution, the question is, will it keep his ability? Now, their ability is interesting because you can say, okay, let's say my Pukamuku has 100 HP and get O-Code. That means his ability is going to dish out 100 points of damage. Now, it could be very effective, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to, like, certain battles, if you're going up against certain Pokemon, like, at least, there's, I guess you could say, if this Pokemon has 100 and it deals 100, if you get O-Code, then you're losing 100. Then that means, let's say it's your ace, your strongest Pokemon on your team, now it's weakened, you know what I'm saying? But with the ability, just like Water Fate, you can play around it, keep hitting it, but try not to OHKO it, so then the last move it does, like if I hit it and it has like 10 HP, I only lose 10 HP, that's it. But if it slips your mind, you OHKO it, then, when you look at it, it's not going to have that much defense, not much HP, but if it evolves and it keeps the ability, then it's a whole different story. Because you get a Pokemon that is a lot stronger, but, what if it has, frail defenses? But, it has a lot of HP, like a Chansey, Wailord, so if you OHKO it, and this thing has, like, almost over 200, this thing, it's almost like a Destiny Bond. I was thinking it's almost like a Destiny Bond. I'm going to take you with you, if it comes to that point. Other than that, you'll take either a little amount of damage or a lot. But other than that, I've never actually seen a picture of a sea cucumber. I might want to look it up. But when you look at it, it's not too bad. You know what I'm saying? It has the little mouth is, in the trailer it shows that whenever it attacks, like a legit, like a little, like its organs, like an intestine becomes like a fist. It strikes its opponent. Okay, next up, we have Wishiwashi, its solo form, the small fry Pokemon, water type with the ability Schooling. A single Wishiwashi is tiny and weak, measuring just 8 inches from nose to tail. Wishiwashi is very small, even for a Pokemon. Yet the people of the Alola region seems to view it as a terrifying Pokemon. When it is in danger, Wishiwashi glistening eyes catch the light and shine out, sending an SOS signal to its allies. Wishiwashi have a new ability, Schooling. With the Schooling, Wishiwashi can change form in battle to their school form under certain circumstances. Now, the English trailer didn't really show much in terms of, like, when it says certain circumstances, we don't know if it's a certain amount of HP, does it evolve, it had to be at a certain level and does this, and this trailer did say it had to be a certain level. But the Japanese trailer actually showed that it got hit and then transformed, and then it got hit again, and then it transformed back into the single form. But that's it. It was like, it just showed basically like HP wise, like, okay, I got hit real hard. I need to send out some help. Come join me. Sadly, when you look at the Schooling form, actually, my bad, the school form, it keeps the same ability because it has to morph. It has to go back to the single form after like taking a certain amount of damage or whatever happens. You know what I'm saying? So you have the Wishiwashi school form, a lot bigger, a lot taller. Almost the same descriptions of the second paragraph and third paragraph. It was up to the second paragraph. Wishiwashi have encountered many dangerous situations and have a lot of experience calling on their allies. Will be able to emit a bright light from their eyes. They can gather allies and transform into even more powerful Pokemon. Even Gyarados flees from Wishiwashi's school form. It makes sense. I mean, obviously, when you look at Gyarados' description, you're kind of like, really? Gyarados is scared of this thing? But when fishes get together, it become a school of fish. It looks like they're a huge fish. So a bigger fish might be like, oh, I'm going to try to eat you. And then they see this and they get scared. So it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? While Gyarados might be like, oh, this fish is low-key bigger than me. I'm a little bit scared. I'm supposed to be like, the most frightening fish in the region of Kanto. You know what I'm saying? But my opinions on the Pokemon, I like it. It's unique. You know what I'm saying? One little small fish. You don't know what would truly cause it to transform. but then when it transforms, it's freaking monstrous. Stat-wise, I mean, I would assume it would get... I mean, I want to say it get faster and stronger. Like, I see it as a special attacker, good defenses, and let's say not too fast, but slightly fast. And a singular form, obviously, like, you know, like LC, not good of stats, but I do wonder, you know what I'm saying, how the ability is going to go about, and then, you know, that type of good stuff. But other than that, I mean, but it's also stats wise too, because I'm obviously, I would assume once it transforms in the school form, its stats jumps up, like, okay, its special attack goes up, HP went up, defenses, everything goes up. So then, you know, you talk about like competitive, you know, you would have to use a single form, and then hopefully it doesn't die, so you can actually use the school form, or actually the solo form, so you can use the school form. Now, next up is the Alolan Marowak, Bone Killer Pokemon, Fire Ghost with the ability Curse Body and Lightning Rod. The Marowak in the Alola region takes bones and light both ends on fire by rubbing them across their foreheads. Then they spin the bones around. Marowak's rarity and its fearsome appearance when it dances with its bones lead the people of Alola to dub it a conjurer and regard it with fear. There are many grass-type Pokemon, Marowak's natural enemies in the Alola region. It is a lot. I think I want to say it is actually a lot of grass-type Pokemon. This makes Alola a harsh environment for Cubone and Marowak. As a result, they live in close union with their partners. It's said that their great care for their partners allow them to gain something like a sixth sense and result in their changed form. The Alolan Marowak proves skilled at an attack in which it waves its bone and releases a ball of flame. The fireballs are not that powerful, but they tirelessly pursue the foe. So no matter what, I'm gonna shoot this fireball at you, and it's gonna keep chasing you down until it hits you. Now, a good question is, would it be a Alolan Cubone? The Japanese trailer showed that a regular Cubone evolved into this. So what I'm assuming is, you know, okay, I have a Cubone, and then something happens, it evolves, and instead of being a regular Marowak, it becomes a Alolan Marowak. So, because the Japanese trailer showed that a regular Marowak evolved, my bad, a regular Cubone evolves into this, then there's not gonna be a Alolan Cubone. But then, if that truly is the case, then that means that, you know, I would say most of the Pokemon that they're going to show us will have, you know, basically the whole evolution line. But then others would be like, you know what, let's not do it for all of them. Let's just do it for one of them in that evolution line. So, he looks pretty cool. You know, he has the same bone, but instead it has fire on the tips of each. He is a lot slimmer. So I say it'll be a lot faster. Question is, will it be a special attacker or a physical attacker? Regular Marowak is a physical attacker, so obviously this one will be a special attacker. Next up is the Pokemon. When I heard about it, I was like, really? Alolan Raichu? And then I looked it up on Google and saw a picture, and then yes, it was confirmed. My boy Raichu has received an Alolan form. I'm not gonna lie, guys. When I saw this, I was kind of disappointed. I was like, what did they do to you? You just look all cuddly, man. I mean, I wanted you to look, you know, if you had a Mega, you know, you look just, you know, just look badass, you know what I'm saying? But it just looks very smooth, you know what I'm saying? But, let's get into a description. Alolan Raichu. Electric Psychic, the ability Surge Surfer. Now here is where I believe they play. This is where they played Raichu, man, and it hurts my feelings a little bit. The Raichu in Alola has two types, Electric and Psychic. I have no problem with Psychic because obviously you add more coverage to hit those poison types, fighting types, stuff like that. And they are able to wield psychic powers. What's more, they can gather their psychic powers in their tails and then ride on to float in the air. even Pokemon researchers don't know why Raichu's form changed in the lower region. They're like, really? You just have a Pikachu evolve and we don't know why that happened? The people of Alola seem unconcerned about the question. It's because Raichu does not originate in Alola, so they're like, it's a canceled Pokemon, or it's not from here. We don't really care about it. That's kind of messed up, bruh. Their guess, maybe it ate too many sweet and fluffy round pancakes. I think that's a joke because the way it looks, it's like, it looks very, like, actually, I think body wise it's about the same, but it's just the way it looks. Makes it seem like you ate a little too many pancakes, you know what I'm saying? It's very fluffy. You know what I'm saying? Fluffy round pancakes. Because like its tail's a lot rounder, its ears are rounder, everything's just different. Raichu has electric sacs on its cheeks, and rubbing them causes a sweet aroma to be released. The mechanism behind this is not clear, but is thought to be connected to psychic powers that Alolan Raichu possesses. The Alolan Raichu has a new ability, Surge Surfer. Pokemon has previous with the Surge Surfer ability, the Pokemon's speed will be doubled on electric terrain. Electric terrain also boosts up, I think, electric special attack by 50%. So if Alolan Raichu gets electric terrain as a move, then a good moveset will be electric terrain, Thunderbolt, Psychic, and Focus Blast, Grass Knot / Hidden Power Ice. That's kind of like the best Raichu set, unless you want to throw in like Nasty Plot. Then you go Electric Terrain, Nasty Plot, Thunderbolt, Psychic. But if not, go with the first set I mentioned. And then item wise, if you wanted to be like try to outspeed everything, just in case, you can go Choice Specs. Choice Scarf. But I wouldn't do that. You can go, yeah. You don't want to do that because if he learns to move electric terrain, you don't want to do that. Life Orb will also be a good added bonus to Raichu's. But I think the harder I look at it, I'll be like, you know what, I like him. You know what I'm saying? When I catch myself a Pikachu, like speaking of Pikachu, in the Japanese trailer as well, it showed that a regular Pikachu evolved into a Alolan Raichu. So, when I catch me a Pikachu, it has to be a female. I don't know why. When I look at this Alolan Raichu, it speaks to me being a female. So, my Pikachu will be female no matter what when I catch it. And you guys already know I'm going to name her Lady Sparky. Bam. There you go. So, overall, my opinion is, design-wise, when I first saw it, I felt very disappointed. But I do know it's gonna weigh on me. We're not waiting on it. I'm gonna get used to it. Be like, you know what? It looks cool. Description, they played Raichu, man. They played him, bruh. Eating pancakes. Come on, bruh. Typing. Hey, I'll take that typing. I mean, he's still weak he gains more weaknesses. I think, electric. Yeah, I think electric is resist bug, so I think it's neutral to bug. I'm weak to ghost, and that's it. The psychic is weak to psychic is weak to bug, ghost, and it was a third one. It was supposed to be a third typing because the psychic is like people. So I don't like ghost. I don't like bug. Oh, dark type, dark. There it is, dark. But Alolan Raichu. Can't wait to catch you, my friend. New mascot confirmed. If I could see if someone can make a really, really good picture of Alolan Raichu, I might low key change it to it. But it's time for the last Pokemon that was revealed, or at least more information on it. Alolan Meowth. The Scratch Cat Pokemon with the ability, or Dark type, the ability Pickup and Technician. Meowth is a Pokemon that did not originally live in the lower region. They were sent to the royal line as an offering from another region, and only a selected few could have them as partners. The Meowth and Alola are distant for their cunning and their great pride. Two things they really hate: a wound to their pride and the dirt on their coins. If either one happens, they fly into hysterics. It said that the Meowth that were offered to the royal family lived in a life of luxury and pampering, which led them to have a selfish and prideful attitude. This caused Meowth's form to change. The once rare Alolan Meowth became feral when the monarchy was destroyed, and they have now become regular Pokemon, seen as commonly in the lower region as elsewhere. Yeah, cause when you look at it, it just looks like I can't say stuck up, but a word that been used, from Nappy. It's very sassy. It's like, man, I don't care. I'm rich. Do something about it. But again, the question: Alolan Persian? Will we see one? I don't know. I would think so. Because if you're raising a Meowth, unless again these particular Meowths are raised not to evolve. I don't even care. This thing is not going to evolve. It's level 100. No Everstone. It's not going to evolve. But only time will tell. You know what I'm saying? But overall, all these Pokemons got the little with the Morlu. When you look at design wise, can't really say much until you see it evolve, and it's kind of like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Pukumuku, if it evolves and keep the ability, you better watch out. Wishiwashi, hey, squad goes. Alolan Marowak, what can I say? I'm a fire dancer. Well, he's a fire dancer. You better watch out because I'm going to hit you with a fire stick. I don't know. But Alolan Raichu, you're going to grow on me. You're going to grow on me because I love me. I love Raichu. And so I wonder if they're going to do any of my other favorite, if they're going to do any other of my favorite Pokemons in Alolan forms. Do them justice, please. Raichu, don't worry. We still cool. And Alolan Meowth, you should evolve. Hopefully you evolve. You know what I'm saying? Don't Persian gets knockoff, but even then, it's like if it doesn't evolve, then we'll see if it evolves, but it evolves into a regular Persian. That'd be interesting. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Deuces. Wow, I have egg on my face. I totally forgot about Team Skull and Burgundy and kind of discussing about them. Team Skull, in the Alola region, a group of ruffians known as Team Skull causes a lot of trouble. They steal other people's Pokemon, mess up the trial sites, and delight in all kinds of evil deeds. So just like Team Rocket, they still steal Pokemon, but the trial sites is, you kind of read the description, there's a reason why they do that. You have Team Skull's boss, Guzma. Guzma is the boss of Team Skull who holds these ruffians together. Guzma pours on the attacks, battling without mercy. He certainly does seem strong, but he claims to be one of those who never could become captains. He seems to have a bone to pick with Professor Kukui as well. So I'm assuming his method of battling, was like, okay, you're strong, you won or whatever. Or yeah, it could be one of those where it's like he's strong, but he failed. You could say it's like final challenge, and so he's like, no, that's not fair. I'm the bestest trainer. I'm the best trainer here. I should have won. And then they're like, no, there's still more than just being strong and stuff like that. And then he gets older, and then just be like, man, forget this. I'm out of here. And then you look at, he has a bone to pick with Professor Kukui. I'm going to say this now. I'm going to say that him and Professor Kukui used to be friends. And let's say that they used to be friends. And let's say Professor Kukui actually used to be, he was strong enough and was offered the opportunity to become trial captain, but turned it down. And so Guzma's like, I want to look at him, being like, oh, you think you're better than me because you actually had the opportunity to be offered a trial captain. You know what? I don't like you no more. We ain't friends. Something like that. I want to say they used to be friends. That's why I'm calling it right now. They used to be friends, and something caused that friendship bridge to burn. Okay, Team Skull's admin Palerma. Palerma is considered the big sister of Team Skull. She's a tough lady who keeps Team Skull in line and working together in the same way a strict older sister would. She seems to care for the grunts who are below her in the pecking order, and she's not one to let it go if someone's giving him a wallop. So she's like, hey man, you know what, I'm not gonna let you beat up on the grunts like that. You want to take care of me. You gotta fight me. Now, when you say big sister, obviously I would say because when you say right here in the same way a strict older sister would, she's not their sister, but she's like a sister. That's why she's like the big sister. But the good question is she the only admin? Is there more? If it's just these two and a bunch of grunts, I'm like, dang, man. But I mean, again, only time will tell if there's at least two more admins to join them. You know what I'm saying? And then you have the grunts. I like their gear. In the trailer, you have them like, their dialogue is like, they talk like they're like delinquents or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Their movements, stuff like that. Even Guzma, before he bows you, the last text he said, "It's your boy Guzma." Like I think he was saying something like, "You know what? I'm about to bow you and show I'm gonna bow you and show you how strong I really am," or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But both male and female Team Skull grunts wear matching black skull tanks. These uniforms aren't provided for them. All grunts have to buy their own. That's kind of crazy. That means they have no money. All the other grunts had uniforms given to them, but these particular grunts get nothing. You got money, pay for your own. Make sure that's the right dress code, because if you don't, you're out. Now, obviously, I would assume that these are the only two designs for the grunts, because most grunts, they're always like male and female. They don't change up. It's always the same ones. But yeah, you guys leave your comments and opinions on everything that was in this video, from Team Skull to the Alolan forms and the other 3 Pokemon that have been revealed. I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.